Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, Willikers, Shields, Death Slayers, Peasants, Vassals, Minions, Meat Sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And let's talk about this Federal Reserve rate hike. I know it's a little bit of an old story now, but I did want to talk about it. We went from a half a point to 3/4, which of course is nothing. And all this drama and all this talk, every Fed board meeting for years, just this, oh my God, all this drama, and then the market swinging back and forth, and just to talk about it. I have Fed rate hike fatigue, and then like I say, it's always all this drama about this little tick, 1.5 to 3/4%. But I don't want to underestimate this move either, because it does have a huge effect, ripple through the entire economy, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But Wall Street Journal has speculated that we're going to get 3 more rate hikes in 2017. And here we go again with the countdown, and whether it's priced into the market and whether it's going to happen, and how this drama before every meeting again. And so here we go again. Will they happen? A lot of talk out there that they're not going to happen. And I could see very easily that these rate hikes are not going to happen in 2017, because first of all, we're going to have to absorb this next one. And right now, it gets absorbed in the economy in a good way, because there's going to be a lot of money going into the top. And even though borrowing costs will increase, and also the free money is getting a little less, things are good at the top. And for people at the bottom, it's going to get a little bumpy, because of course mortgage costs are going to go up, and loan costs are going to go up, and auto loan costs, and all that other stuff. And one of the big problems for the incoming Trump administration, of course, is it's going to increase the interest that we owe on all the money that we borrowed, the U.S. has borrowed. So that's a bad thing. And this talk about 3 rate hikes in 2017 apparently is also not coming from the Federal Reserve specifically. It's coming from an internal survey. But it's a big deal. Only the second time in 10 years. And last December was the other one, so maybe this will get to be our annual Christmas present, just a little rate hike. But some of my theories, of course, is that why we're seeing this now. First of all, I think it's a little political, even though the Fed is supposed to be independent and not political. Of course, they wait all this time, and then they give a couple little bumps in the Obama administration, and now Trump is the one. The incoming Trump administration is the one that's going to have to deal with the repercussions. And if they do raise the rates, of course, it's going to cause a lot of calamity, and it's pain that the United States economic system needs to go through. We need to get back to realistic rates, interest rates, but it will cause some pain in the short term. And so part of my theory is that they're going to stick the Trump administration. But when I say stick the Trump administration, I mean it's going to be a bumpy ride for the lower classes and the middle classes in a lot of ways, but it's probably going to be really good, because free money is still going to be available for the most part, and then Trump's going to be really good to the people at the top, and his administration is loaded with people from the top, and things will be good for them. Like I say, the banks are going to do great in this environment. A lot of corporations could do really well in this environment, but it's going to be interesting. But you have to look at the big picture. I mean, central banks bought $24 trillion in assets in this economic climate since the 2007-2008 crash. The world's top 50 global central banks have cut interest rates a total of 700 times since 2008. So these rate hikes don't necessarily mean anything. They could go back the other direction quickly. And we know that there's going to be a time when we have to pay the piper at some point. The rates are going to have to go up, and things are going to have to normalize, and theoretically the central banks are going to have to unload all these so-called assets that they've bought. But not a very good deal, $24 trillion that they bought, and we've gotten 0 to 2% growth on a global scale. And so anyway, there's the rate hike. Like I say, the big picture for me is interesting timing that they're going to do this rate hike for the incoming Trump administration. He will have to deal with the repercussions, both positive and negative. And then if they do have more rate hikes, which seems unlikely, if they do have more rate hikes, I'm going to have to really question the politicization of this process. I'm a useful idiot, don't you be one too?